In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Okay, Donald Trump announced his candidacy tonight from Mar-a-Lago, his Florida home that's quite gilded and got lots of decorations. He had a big audience. This was a curious time for him to announce that he's running for president. The Republicans just had a really disappointing midterm elections, and Trump played a big role in that. He endorsed a lot of the candidates, especially some of the major ones who lost, and deprived Republicans of their opportunity to get control of the Senate. They didn't do as well in the House as expected. And a lot of this was because the candidates who did run, a lot of them carried Trump's lie that he had won the 2020 election. And he refused to endorse people who wouldn't carry that. So that became a big issue. But Trump said he wanted to run again, and he believes that he can win. He gave a very long speech, more than an hour, in which he basically said that everything was perfect when he was president and completely ruined and destroyed when Biden became president, and said he was going to reverse all of that.
Our country is in a horrible state. We're in grave trouble. This is not a task for a politician or a conventional candidate. This is a task for a great movement.
Anyone who's ever been to a Trump rally would probably be familiar with a lot of the speech. There was a mix of things: grievances, victimhood, a very ecstatic picture of how things were when Trump was president, a very bleak picture of how things were when he was not president. He had a lot of asides where he went off teleprompter and then came back to teleprompter, all the things that we become used to if you've been to a Trump rally or watched one on TV or seen one of the speeches he gave when he was president. And I've seen a lot of them. And some of the lines were repeated verbatim. Some of the criticism of the border security, promises to give the death penalty to anybody who sells drugs, things like that. To bring law and order to the streets, even if local officials resist having federal troops on the street, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, this sets up a clash, likely with Biden, who has said he's all but sure he's going to run again despite his age. But of course, Trump has to get through a Republican primary. And, most polls have shown him really popular with Republicans, but there's a lot of anxiety, especially among Republican leaders, that he's somebody who can win the Republican base, but will have trouble winning a general election. He lost the popular vote the first two times, won the electoral vote once, lost the electoral vote the second time. And in all the midterms, since he's been the party's standard bearer, the party has not done as well as they've hoped. So there, you see this tension and anxiety between leaders in the Republican Party and the party base, and that's really what's going to play out as we go forward.
This will not be my campaign. This will be our campaign all together.